This statistic is absolutely wild. There's 71 people inside of the top 200 using the Evolve Royal Ghost. That means over a third of the top 200 is playing the Royal Ghost, guys. The best deck that it's good in is this Royal Hog deck that I'm going to be playing in today's video, but it is viable in so many different kinds of decks, like Bridge Spam with the Mega Knight, P.E.K.K.A, Royal Giant, of course, guys, but it is insane in this Royal Hog Goblin Hut deck. Everyone, guys, has been talking about the Hero Goblins, which we all know is extremely broken, but guys, the Evolve Royal Ghost is the best evolution in the game by far. It is not even close, and the reason why this happened is probably not too surprising. It needed a nerf 2 months ago. And then what happened is they kept nerfing more and more Evos that are not the Evo Ghost, essentially, which means, of course, it's just going to end up getting more broken, because when they nerf other Evos, it buffs the other Evos that are already strong. So what I mean by this, guys, is they nerfed the Evo Witch in the last set of balance changes, which, by the way, is a somewhat decent counter to the Evo Ghost. So because they nerfed the Evo Witch and the Evo Ghost didn't get a nerf, that's a buff to the Evo Ghost, even though it was already the best Evo in the game. So I don't know why the Evo Witch got a nerf, but then the Evo Ghost, they just decided not to touch it. Doesn't really make any sense to me, but that's what they decided to do for whatever reason, and that's been the case too for, I feel like, the last couple balance changes where they've just been nerfing the other Evos, but not the Evo Ghost for whatever reason. I've seen some crazy stat recently, guys, where they actually, I think it's like the Evo Ghost has like an 80% win rate or something like that when it's against a deck that doesn't have it. So what I mean by that is if you use the Evo Ghost and you're playing against a deck that doesn't have it, you're going to win like 80% of the time, which is hard to believe, but I kind of believe it at the same time, just because if there's over a third of people running it inside of the top 200, it's got to be pretty dang good. And I'm talking about all this as we're absolutely slamming this guy right now. I mean, the Wizard is amazing against Lava Hound. I don't even really know what this guy's supposed to do. When he has to get through a Gob Hut and a Wizard, it's not an easy task at all. The other thing too, guys, that I predicted, not just the Evo Ghost gonna be broken because it didn't get nerfed in the last set of balance changes, I said that it needed a nerf along with the Evo Pigs, of course. The other thing that I sort of predicted as well is actually the fact that the Hero Wizard was going to be really broken, because they decided to give it a buff. And the thing is, guys, the Hero Wizard didn't really need a buff. It was more so the fact that the other heroes needed a nerf, if that makes sense. So I think that the mini P.E.K.K.A and Giant Hero nerf would have been enough for the Hero Wizard to be better, because kind of like the evolutions, guys, when the heroes get a nerf, it's an indirect buff to the other ones, if that makes sense, because you're limited how many you can have in your deck. Same with the evolutions, and I wish the balance team did a better job of, I guess, understanding that, because I think that there'd just be a lot less problems if they stopped buffing cards unnecessarily, if that makes sense. So I don't think we're going to be able to defend here, but maybe we'll still do it anyway, just because we actually might be able to barely save our tower here. Okay, I don't know what just came on, that's gaming thing on my iPad. I didn't even touch anything, but it just activated for some reason. But anyway, let's go in here and get some pressure going. We're going to spawn in as well, guys. And he decided to go lava in the back, which I feel like was a little aggressive, so I'm trying to capitalize off of that as much as I can. It might have even been better to pressure instead of going in for, you know, a ton of elixir on defense. Maybe I would have been better off just pressuring and just letting him have the tower, because maybe I should have known that there was a good chance he was going to get it. But that's quite alright, guys. Kind of a bad void by him there, because he didn't end up taking the tower. So we got to watch out here. That Inferno Drag 2 was a little aggressive by him. E-Spirit is not going to stun it, so we actually got to be a little careful. But I think we're okay here. We can go in for the Hero Wizard ability. I am going to activate the Goblins, which the Bomber is going to hit. But look at that, guys. The Goblins do connect, and that is going to be a really, really nice game one over there. Probably shouldn't have even gotten into a two-tower game, but luckily we didn't end up throwing the entire match over there. I probably was too busy just, like, yapping, so I got distracted from focusing on the game, and that sometimes happens, because I feel like it shouldn't have even gotten... It wasn't super close, but that's just, like, such an easy matchup that it shouldn't have even gotten to the point where I had to, like, worry about if I was actually going to end up losing, if that makes sense. So we'll go for a Ghost and Goblins here. This guy probably has 2.6, because I've matched this guy before and he had 2.6, and sure enough, guys, he does have the Hero Ice Golem and the cannon. So I think this is actually not a super easy matchup, although they did kind of completely kill the Hero Musketeer in the last set of balance changes, which he is going to have, in fact, so maybe that is going to help us a little bit. We probably have to slip a Bar Barrel in here and then go for a Goblin Hut. If he does decide to go in for a Hog Rider, he's not going to do it, though. He's going to be passive, so we can just go for a Wizard in the back here, and then we have the Gob Hut at the ready if he does choose to go in for a Hog. I would not be surprised because he doesn't, so we can just chill here. We can go for a Ghost. And he's going to hog in the back, so we can just wait to play the Gob Hut. We're going to go for the Wizard flying, because I feel like we might as well. It's only 1 elixir, so I just find myself using the ability pretty frequently, because kind of there's that intimidation factor too, so even if they don't end up giving you value when you go for it, it kind of prevents them from doing something as well. So he actually went hog there. I feel like that was not a great hog, because even though it's going to get a shot, as you guys can see, he kind of went in for it at the same time we were pressuring. Maybe his cycle was really bad, so he was forced to do it. I'm not entirely sure, though, but it might have been a better play for him to defend. Either way, I think we could Bar Barrel to tank for these goblins, and then we'll go for the ability and see what he does. He's going to go in for the Evo Skeletons, which the goblins, I don't know if they're going to be able to kill. No, they don't. Wait, why did he go for the Hero Musketeer at the bridge? I guess maybe he wants to go for the cannon, but I think that was a pretty bad play by him. Let's see if he goes in for a log here on this hut. No, he doesn't. I was going to be ready to play goblins if he did, so he decided not to, which I think was a smart play by him. I think we just split the Evo Royal Hogs here. Of course, though, the Evo Cannon is going to make pretty quick work of them. I'd say the Evo Cannon is probably the, I want to say it might actually be the best counter to the Split Pigs, because they can just play it and it's got that barrage, which ends up getting quite a lot of value. If he gives us any sort of lightning value, I'll take it. Like if he decides to play the Musketeer, for example, even like that, I feel like I might as well just lightning it. I think it's pretty decent value. And then we could just go in for a Goblin Hut here low. Even though he played the Hog in the back, it doesn't really matter. We can just go for the Royal Hogs here, and then we can just let the Wizard fly so it doesn't get hit by the cannon. He is going to go in for the Evo Skeletons. Kind of a bad Ice Spirit by him, though. Oh, wow. He's taking a lot of damage here. We just mostly have to watch out for this. We could go in for the Hero Wizard to hopefully kind of prevent the Hog from getting a lot of damage. The Hero Ice Golem, though, of course, being insanely broken, as it always is. Love to see that. Broken-ass card. Kind of like all the heroes. So, that's cool. We don't end up getting the win there. Either way, we found our next game here against Stardom, and he's going to have the Miner, which we do have the Goblins for, which is pretty good. I'd say the Goblins are one of the best counters to the Miner, because you're going to catch it probably like 50% of the time or something like that, because they take up such a big radius. And he's going to have the Bomb Tower, though, which probably does mean he's using Loon Cycle. So we'll see how this goes. We have a chance to redeem ourselves against the Hero Ice Golem, which I feel like is very broken, because for whatever reason, it didn't get a nerf in the last set of balance changes. I don't know why it didn't. Kind of a very questionable decision, because the Hero Giant ended up getting a nerf, but not the Hero Ice Golem. It's probably because they decided they didn't get enough money from it, because they figured, well, you know, the Hero Giant's been out for a longer period of time, which does kind of make sense. So I guess here we could probably just split the Goblins in the back, and I don't know, maybe go in for the... Yeah, we could just... yeah, let's go for the Royal Hogs here. It's going to kind of kite all that back. He's going to obviously go for the Bomb Tower. We don't need a Lightning. One of the pigs actually slipped through, which is pretty decent. So we're already getting a little bit of value there. We can go in for a Bar Barrel here. And I think this match is going to be a bit easier than the 2.6 game, primarily because I think that... oh, nice. That didn't activate. Good stuff over there. Primarily because we got the Goblin Hut as well as the Hero Wizard against the Balloon, and I think that's a bit easier to deal with than the Hog Rider, because I think that, I don't know, the Gob Hut is one of the best counters in the game to the Balloon, no doubt about that. I'm actually going to Lightning this. It's a little aggressive, but I don't think it's, well, actually it could end up screwing me over because of the Evo Skeletons, so I'm not going to activate the... I was thinking of popping the Goblin ability. I decided not to do it. Good thing I didn't, because if I did, I think I would have been maybe in trouble, because then Evo Skellies could have chained on it, potentially. I don't know for sure, but either way, let's just go for a Wizard here. Wow, he's getting really aggressive at this point. This should be pretty easy defense because we got the Gob Hut and the Wizard. I don't know how the heck he's breaking through it. We probably don't even need to use the Wizard ability. We can just save it. Oh, the Evo Musketeer got wasted there. Now he's not going to have it for the next sequence, which is actually really good for us. What I mean by that is now I can go for the Gob Hut and easily defend the next balloon he drops because of the fact he decided to, and that was actually really bad defense by him over there. We can just go in for a Bar Barrel here, and then we're going to go in for a Gob Hut. A little late, but he doesn't have the Evo Musk in hand, so it's completely fine. And we're just going to get the Hero Wizard going here, which should defend the balloon very easily. As you guys can see, such an incredible counter to the balloon because it just NATOs it backwards. And yeah, it's 1 elixir, by the way. Crazy broken. So we're going to try to hit a lightning here. Unfortunately, we don't hit the Musk as well as the Bomb Tower. I actually could have hit both by just playing the Lightning in the middle. I got a little greedy, though, and hit the Tower. All good, though. We're still in a very, very solid situation, of course, nonetheless. And he's getting really aggressive now. Bar Barrel ends up getting a connection. He's kind of just going all in at this point and hoping for the best, it looks like. We can even just go in for the Royal Hogs here because I'm very confident, yeah, that we were going to defend that. The balloon, it looks like did get a connection. Not going to matter, though. Lightning's going to come in, and that's going to be GG. Hero Goblins need a nerf. Evo Ghost needs a nerf. Hero Ice Golem needs a nerf. And I rest my case. Like, subscribe. Thanks again. Till next time, guys.